Good evening, you are tuning in to AWANI Tonight with me, Cynthia Ng. Sinovac recipients, senior citizens must get booster shots to maintain fully vaccinated status. And in our second part exclusive with US Secretary of State, we find out what opportunities Antony Blinken sees in Southeast Asia. That's coming up. The Dewan Rakyat sitting has been extended by 1 day in order to debate and vote on the Prevention and Control of Infectious Diseases Amendment Bill 2021 or Act 342. The bill will now go through the debates in the second reading and be decided upon in the third reading on Monday. Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin said both the government and opposition members agreed that amendments to Act 342 are important to give the government means to deal with the pandemic, but feel there should be improvements before the second and third reading in the Dewan Rakyat. The process was initially supposed to be completed by today, but the Health Ministry's proposal to impose harsher penalties for breaching COVID-19 rules was criticized by the opposition and the public. All Sinovac vaccine recipients aged 18 and above and individuals aged 60 and above must get a booster shot by February next year or risk losing their fully vaccinated status. Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin said the decision was made due to the arrival of the Omicron variant as well as guidance from the World Health Organization. The vaccination status of these groups of individuals will be changed to incomplete if they still have not gotten their booster shots after February, and they would not be able to enjoy the benefits of those who have been deemed to have completed their vaccinations. Khairy also announced the return of mega vaccination centres to expedite the administration of booster shots. Khairy said the country has also detected the second case of the Omicron variant in an 8-year-old who just returned from Nigeria. He added that there were another 18 suspected Omicron cases and whole genome sequencing results will likely be out on Friday.
Daripada negara-negara lain, mereka telah maklumkan kepada kita, please brace yourself for Omicron. It's coming. It's here already. Dah sampai dah pun, ya. Dan it was just a matter of time. Dan di Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, saya dah maklum pada Tan Sri DG, and to all our frontliners, we have to be at our battle stations again. Ya, walaupun kita sudah, frontliners kita dah letih dan sebagainya, I have to send them back to the battle stations because the wave is coming.
Why is a COVID booster dose crucial against the Omicron variant? We speak to public health medicine specialist Dr. Muhammad Farhan Rusli on why booster shots are our best defense right now.
So when we're talking about the vaccines, the first and two doses, so for Sinovac, we know that after 3 months, the neutralizing antibodies can drop down as low as 28%. And when you say low as 28%, you don't even talk about Omicron. You're talking about being reinfected with the current Delta, Beta, and all these other variants, which is already out. When you talk about the Pfizer vaccines, it's almost about 6 to 9 months. So before you can even touch on whether you need booster doses to protect yourself from Omicron, you actually need booster doses to protect yourself from things that are already existing.
He opined that heterologous vaccination or mix and matching vaccines, especially one with a third mRNA dose, would boost protection towards symptomatic COVID-19, which would ease the burdens on healthcare systems.
So these vaccines have actually been proven to be one of the highest efficacious, even in real-world data, even though the numbers slightly differ, it is actually extensively quite high. And the reason being because the mRNA is very specific in its role, and you can see that it has tremendous amount of neutralizing antibodies once it's given into people. And boosting yourself with a shot of an mRNA vaccine after your first 2 doses of mRNA is actually quite good. But when you're talking about inactivated vaccines such as Sinovac, we know that boosting it with an mRNA vaccine as your booster increases it. But this does not mean that you cannot boost yourself with Sinovac. So you can get first dose Sinovac, second dose Sinovac, third dose Sinovac. But it would not be as high as if you got the first 2 Sinovac and the third one an mRNA vaccine.
Dr. Farhan also urged the people to trust in science and data. He reiterated the fact that benefits of a COVID-19 vaccine far outweighs its risks.
the real reason why we should be getting it is that the science has shown us that this is the way forward, that this is the best protection that we can actually receive. Let it be 6 months, let it be 9 months, or let it be 1 year. We do not know, but believe me, no country in the world wants to give vaccines to their people every 6 months or every 9 months because they are paying for it. Malaysia is paying for the vaccines as much as they can. They want to save the money, wouldn't it? So if they tell you that they're buying the vaccines and giving it to you, definitely it's because it's absolutely necessary.
We will go for a quick break. Stay with us. Welcome back. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken urged countries to step up cooperation in preparing for future pandemics. The top Washington diplomat speaks to Astro AWANI's editor-in-chief, Ashwat Ismail, in the second part exclusive during his visit to Kuala Lumpur.
We have seen the balancing act, quite a great balancing act in the sphere of diplomacy in this region. It is indeed difficult, yet practical decision needed in adjusting to new realities. But above all, what matters most is the future of humanity. We have one, climate change. We have digital economy. What are other areas of priorities that demand a great synergy between the US, China, and Asian countries at large?
Well, first, let me say this. Our engagement, our focus on the Indo-Pacific as a Pacific country ourselves is not about any other country. It's not about China, for example. It is about our relationships and all of the tremendous potential that exists with virtually all of the countries in the Indo-Pacific. This is a region that has the fastest growing economies in the world. It has more than 50% of the world's population. It has a young, innovative, dynamic population. It's our future. It's our common future. And I think we share many of the same beliefs about the desire for that future to be a free and open one. But we also have huge common challenges. And I think the number one common challenge is right now COVID-19. And it's imperative that we do a few things on that. First, that we defeat the current pandemic, and we're making very significant progress. But of course, now we have a new variant in Omicron that we have to deal with. But the United States has made significant investments in vaccine production. We were pleased to have been able to have provided 1 million vaccines here in Malaysia. But around the world, we have donated more than 300 million vaccines, not sold them, donated them. We've done it through COVAX so that that could be done equitably. And by this time next year, we will have donated around the world 1.2 billion vaccines with no strings attached, not asking countries to do something in return.
Well, a lot of people are quite nervous in this region with regards to South China Sea. And some of the questions that we have discussed among the people of ASEAN, is there any alternative way that goes beyond military activities and military presence in that sense to create more stable region, especially in the area of South China Sea?
Yes, absolutely. And it's very simple. It's play by the rules, everyone. We have clear international rules and understandings about freedom of navigation, about claims, maritime claims. The Law of the Sea Convention is the most important of those. The United States abides by it. Other countries do too. And so I think if everyone does, including China, any differences can be resolved peacefully and, if necessary, through the courts. There were very important decisions of the arbitration panel that comes from the Law of the Sea Convention. Those decisions need to be respected.
Secretary Blinken was also asked how he envisions ASEAN in 2022. Here is his reply.
In 2022, we have three things that we're moving forward, and it really goes to what we're talking about: a free and open Indo-Pacific at three levels. For individuals, the freedom to live in open societies, to have a voice in their countries and in the policies of their countries, on a country-by-country basis. For countries to have the ability to choose their own path and to choose their own partners, and on a regional level, a region that is collaborating and cooperating. That those are the most important words, not coercion. And I think if we continue to make progress on all three areas, the individual, the countries, and the region, then we will make real and give real meaning to a free and open Indo-Pacific region, which is what, as I'm hearing it, people in every country really want.
488 journalists, including 60 women, are currently imprisoned around the world, 20% more than last year and the highest number since NGO Reporters Without Borders began counting more than 25 years ago. Meanwhile, the number of journalists killed in 2021, 46, is at its lowest ever due to stabilization of conflicts in the Middle East.
The NGO's annual report, among others, noted that the surge in arbitrary detention is due above all to three countries. Myanmar, where the military retook power in a coup in February, where more than 100 journalists were detained, though about half have been released. Belarus, which has seen a major crackdown since Alexander Lukashenko's disputed re-election in August. And Xi Jinping's China, which is tightening its grip on Hong Kong, once seen as a regional model of respect for press freedom. China is the world's biggest jailer of journalists for the 5th year running.
Why do many of Sarawak's indigenous groups continue to face difficulties in their attempts to assert customary rights over legally disputed land? Tonight on Consider This, we speak to our guest about protecting native customary land rights. That is all we have for you on AWANI tonight. Get the latest news updates on COVID-19 and COVID-19 vaccines from astroawani.com and Astro AWANI app. I'm Cynthia Ng. Thank you for watching.